Alright guys, Fuller coming to you with another video. Shout out to the whole LGBC. So I wasn't gonna let this elephant out of the room, but I guess I might as well let this elephant out of the room since it has to do with soccer, basically. And I'm a soccer aficionado, you know. And everybody, especially in the X Beast, that was pathetic to me what they did. And a lot of people may not agree with what I'm about to get at, but it is ridiculous, But especially when it comes to the X Beast, and especially when it comes to all this heaps of praise, and especially that when it comes to this wage equality with the women's soccer team and them wanting to be paid much as men. My thing is this: why don't you clean up your house first before demanding to move into a bigger house? Clean up what's inside your house first. I'm about to go into the reasons why I'm saying that. Okay, one of the reasons why I'm taking this stance and why I'm not even really feeling or really jacking their quote unquote victory is for the simple fact that they excluded, that whole Megan Rapinoe. I don't give a rat's butt if she quoted Nip Hustle. If Nip Hustle was around, he wouldn't be messing with her. I'll guarantee you, the type of person he is, he wouldn't be messing with her if he knew what was going on in the United States women's national team. He would be like, no, thank you. But anyhow, let me go on and say something. She made this big old speech about praising the United States women's national team diversity. And my thing was this: what diversity? Okay. And I know what she was getting at. She was not getting at the ethnic diversity or the lack thereof, because there really isn't any ethnic diversity on that team. She was getting at the diversity in the in, I guess you can say, sexual preference. Okay, that's what she was getting at, basically. Okay, that's what she was that's what she was talking about. She definitely wasn't talking about diversity on the national team. I'm gonna tell you why I'm not jacking that whole thing. There was a defender of the women's national team. She was a very, very highly rated defender, and she, in my opinion, she is more revolutionary than all of them, all of them put together. Okay. This defender, I'm trying to find her name. I forgot her name. I'm looking for it right now. Okay, yes. Her name was Jaylene Hinkle. Okay. And the thing is, with Jaylene Hinkle, she was very highly, she is very highly rated. She's very highly rated as a defender. And the thing is that the U.S. national team, and I'm pretty sure Megan Rapinoe, or whatever her name is, had a lot to do with it, because let's not forget, she did say that you can't win the championship You can't win a World Cup without gays, you know. But I guess, but let's take it to men's football. Let's take it to men's international football. Since there's no gays on the French national team, I guess her theory is very, very flawed. But anyhow, let's get to this. So Jalen Hinkle, okay, she what she did things in a very mild manner. She did not do things in a way that was at all homophobic or at all anti-gay or anti-lesbian. Okay, there was a scenario when the U.S. national women's team wanted to wear these rainbow jerseys in order to stand in solidarity with gay and lesbian rights or whatever the case may be. Okay, she didn't want to do that. You know, she just cited her Christian beliefs for her wanting to stand on her squares. Instead of the United States national team respecting that, they curved her, you know. And, you know, she just said that, you know, she felt so convicted that it wasn't her job to wear the jersey, you know. Another thing is basically she hasn't played for the national team since. And they want to say that it was solely based on soccer, but no, it's not just based on soccer. It's basically based on her standing on her square, and it's also based on the fact that she has a black gene inside of her too. Okay, because when you really think of it, you know, there's not too many black people on that. Hell, there's not too many minorities, period. Forget about there being not that many black people, not that many minorities, period. Okay? And this is the double standards that I'm talking about, man. You guys are asking for wages, higher wages, but you haven't cleaned out your own closet yet. Okay? You I mean, it's ridiculous. You excluded someone for one, wanting to stand on her square, for two, for obviously, you know, that was the icing on the cake that she has some black in her. And so, yeah, why would I support United States women's soccer? They can kick rocks, you know. And let's take it a step further, and I'll get back to the whole liberal thing. You know, I'm telling people, man, Malcolm X laid out the blueprint when it comes to the white liberal. He laid it out, and yet people do not want to follow it. But guess what? You don't have to worry about that with me. I'm following it to a T, even if it means I run into criticism. Oh well, tough luck. But let's go to the French article. The French, and I mean, I can see why they would criticize them. The French team even criticized the Americans team for being composed of mostly white players. They know what time it is even. You know, see, in France, you know, France goes scouting in like sensitive neighborhoods, okay? France goes scouting in these like sensitive neighborhoods where, you know, you may get talent, which is very, very much very, very much raw, very skillful with the ball because they've been doing street soccer. And once they enter these academies, guess what? They fine tune them. And in these um, socially sensitive areas, they happen to be comprised by immigrants, right? So, you know, so let me go and see what they said on this matter. Yeah, the French article said, um, and you know, that it was astonishing lack of ethnic diversity. You know, the thing is, you know, and there's many articles in regards to this. You know, there's many articles about this. You know, and here's the reason why I think they lack diversity. Here's the reason why they do. Here, I'm gonna give you the reason why. What happens is that what happens is that what they do, what the U.S. national team do is they actually they actually they gentrify soccer. You know, they gentrify soccer. What they do is they gentrify soccer in the in the United States. You know, they honestly make soccer kind of inaccessible to like areas where it's like, or let's just say organized soccer. Yeah, replace that. Let's replace that word with organized soccer. So what they do is they make organized soccer um, less accessible to, how should I put it, to like areas where they have like many ethnic um, without how sh- yeah, they make the soccer inaccessible to ethnic minorities for the most part, you know. And one former U.S. member, I don't know if she played on this team or not, but she said there's been a lot of attention on this team for gender equality, and there is no future of gender equality without the future of racial equality. Um, and so that's what it is. You know, you have raw talent. You know, you have raw talent in these um, underprivileged areas. You know, you know, and this has been going on. You know, they've been talking about this, but guess what? They haven't corrected it at all. And you know, that's the dumb thing about this whole thing. You know, Megan Rapinoe opening her mouth to say the diversity in the United States national team. Diversity where? You know. So what I'm saying is this. You guys are talking about equal pay and stuff like that, but you're not even equal in the team. So why should you get equal pay? You know? And the double standards is really ridiculous. So, you know,
It's truementals.com.
it's okay. It's so like Oh God. Here's the thing: liberals and conservatives are one and the same coin. So Megan Rapinoe, you know, she refuses to go to the White House for Trump. You know, she feels she has a very anti-Trump sentiment, right? So, you know, conservatives have like vanquished her, like made graffiti on her posters and stuff like that, saying that she's anti-patriotic, this, that, and the other, right? But on the same note, she was, I believe she was responsible for um, not including that defender on the team. You know, I really believe it, you know. And so with that being said, you know, I'm honestly, I'm really just like at the point where I'm like, okay, well, I don't give a crap, you know, because I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you some real spit. I know talented soccer players who happen to be women who are of, you know, African descended background, who are of Hispanic, Latin American background, and they've already said they rather play for their home teams or the teams of their families, because of the simple fact they know what time it is with the United States women's national team. Although right now, if I wanted to, I could put a team together that will whoop the United States national team using players from this country, you know, who happen to have immigrant parentage, you know. So at the end of the day, United States women's national team will not get any support from me in terms of wanting to get higher wages, for the simple fact that, you know, like the rest of them, but like the rest of these liberal feminists and conservatives, that it's one and the same thing. You know, I'm gonna be real with you. Alexis Morgan, whatever her name is, my little cousin can beat her. My little cousin would beat her in soccer. It's not a problem. Like, she's easy work, you know? And, you know, my other, like, one of my other friends' daughters would put clamps on her if she was to defend her. You know, they're not that good, you know, but at the end of the day, this again shows the true colors of liberals and conservatives. Okay, these liberals have the basically these liberals have the desire to impose what they want done by using black people, acting like they actually care for black people, but in reality all they care about is their own, how should I say it? All they care about is their own agenda, and that agenda does not include black people making progression. Okay, that's what I'm going to say about that. And then the conservative, they don't care about you know, black people making progression, and they'll just tell you that they don't care about it outright, instead of keeping it hidden, instead of being conniving and things like that. And so with that being said, United States women's national team is a perfect example of liberal liberal I guess you can say, white liberalism that Malcolm X talked about 101. But anyhow, man, that's all I got for this video, man. I'm going to stop ranting about it. But, you know, they get no support from me, bro. You know, and Megan Rapinoe, as I said, she can quote Nipsey Hussle all she want, but Nipsey ain't going to be messing with her if he was still here. You know, because, look, put it this way. You know, Nipsey's daughter plays soccer, right? Who's to say that they wouldn't? Who's to say that she would even get a spot on the team, right? But anyhow, man, that's all I got for now. Leave your comments and leave your thoughts. Fuller signing out. Njara.